Hello there, everyone. Welcome to a brand new video where we will be looking at how app-based routing works in a Next.js application. So Next.js has a file-based routing system. The URLs you can access in your browser are determined by how you organize the files and folders in your code. So firstly, I want to specify that all routes must live inside the app folder. And when we say all routes must live inside the app folder, we're talking about how Next.js with the app router organizes and maps routes. In App Router Road, the app folder is the entry point for routing in Next.js. Any file or folder you create inside app directory automatically becomes part of your application's route structure. Unlike the old Pages router, where routes were defined inside the Pages folder, the app router uses app. It is important to note that Next.js looks at the app directory to build the route tree. If a file is outside the app folder, it won't be treated as a route. For any routes that do not exist, you will see an error page. For example, if we go to http://localhost3000/test, you can see that this gives a page which says, "This page could not be found." Now, next, let's look at how do you define other routes inside the app directory. We have come to the final part of understanding routing. So in here, you can assume each folder represents a segment of the URL path. What I mean by that is every folder that you defined inside the app directory becomes the new route segment inside which you can create your page.tsx to direct to the corresponding page. So, for example, here I will create two directories. Let's name the first one Learning and define a page.tsx inside this. We can just return the text Learning here. Similarly, we create another folder, Testing, and for this too, we can define the page.tsx file and return the text Testing here. Now, if you go forward and look at your application in the browser and check your routes, you will indeed notice that @/learning, you get the respective learning text, and @/testing, you get the same text as desired. So similarly, if you want a multiplayer segmented route, you just have to do so by applying nesting to folders. Let's look at this final example where let's say we want to create a route /learning/next.js/routing. So for this, we will first create the respective folder inside Learning Next.js, and then inside this Next.js folder, we can create routing. And finally, inside routing, we can define our page.tsx. Let's return, "Hi there, I'm the owner of Radhe Coder, and I will be teaching you routing." So if we go back and take a look at the route, which previously didn't exist, we can see now, ta-da, we have managed to render our page on this custom route. So for a quick conclusion, let's look at this example. This is how a general app-based Next.js folder structure looks like to implement file-based routing. If you want, you can take a screenshot. I will just stop here since I have already explained all of the stuff that you see here. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I will be really happy to answer that. So that's all. Let's learning interesting in our next Next.js lesson. Haha. Bye-bye. See ya.